Hello everyone. So let us study the next topic, that is set jump and the long jump function in the Unix operating system. So this long jump and the set jump functions are used just like a goto label in the C program. So let us see how the goto label is going to work in the C program. Let us see with the simple program. See here, I am going to write with the int main. Next, after that I am going to write the set of statement, then I am going to make use of the go to label name. I am going to give the label name, that is ABC. Then after that I am going to write the statement. I am going to make use of the label name and then I am going to write the set of instruction. Then make use of exit of 0 to exit from the main, right? So what happens here, the C compiler is going to fetch the go to label, that is go to ABC. Now what happens, the control will be comes to the ABC label and now it is going to execute the statement, right? So this is how the go to statement is going to work. So what is the disadvantage of using go to statement is that, so the go to statement is going to be used only within the local, that is it is going to support only for the local. So now you cannot make use of go to ABC here. I am going to write the another user defined function like void xyz and then I cannot define the ABC label here. This is wrong. So this is not possible in the C programming. So the go to label cannot be used outside the function. So this is what the disadvantage of using the go to statement. So in the C programming language, to overcome this problem, the Unix operating system is going to support the two important function, that is the set jump and the long jump function will be used for error handling. So to refer for the more outside the function also, we are going to make use of set jump and the long jump instead of the go to statement. So let us illustrate with the program, then we are going to understand so what is this set jump and the long jump in detail. Now let us start with the main program. Now the main program here, I am going to take the while loop and then see here while f get s line max line. So this indicate that I am going to take the input from the user through the standard input. So what is the standard input? That is keyboard, right? So from the keyboard I am going to take the input from the user, right? So that is what the std in. So the maximum line it is going to take. So how much maximum line you want, whether you require the 2 line, 3 line like that. So next one, so what is that line? So that is nothing but, suppose for example you are going to give the ls command, like next one I am going to give the next line rm command, that is removing the a star. Next after that I am going to make use of the cat command r.c. I am going to keep on giving this command so through the keyboard, right? So after fetching the each and every line by using the f get s, so what happens, the control will be goes to the next line, right? See here do line. So what happens here, let us see with the diagram. So how the function is going to be called. So how the control is going to be passed from one function to the another function. See here within the main, this is the main function. The main function is going to call the one more function, that is do line. So now what happens, that the control will be comes to the which function, it is comes to the do line, right? So the do line is a function, right? So now the control will comes to the do line function definition. Now what happens here, see here the while command get token, next we are going to call the one more function, that is get token, right? So now what happens, the do line is go to the get token function. The control will pass to the get token function. Now the control will comes to the get token function and it is going to takes the tokens one by one. That is nothing but the command it is going to take. Now after that it is going to return back to the which one, the called function, that is nothing but the do line, right. So next after that, see here, it will come back to the do line. Next after that, again by using the switch command, it is going to execute the each and every command the user is entered one by one. So by using switch command, so switch cmd, the first command it is going to take, that is ls command. So we know that ls command will be used for listing the file names in the directory, right. So that command it is going to take, and then case token add. So what is this token add? That I am going to define as a global variable. See here, it is a global variable. So where have to make use of this global variable? Hash define token add with the value 5. See, this indicate that you are going to, the maximum line you are going to pass is 5, right. So now one by one it is going to take. Now after that it is going to call the one more function, that is command add, right. So now the do line, what happens, it is go to the one more function, that is nothing but the control will comes to the one more function, which is that function name, the command add. So the command add is a function. Now the control will comes to the command add function. Next within that it is going to take the token and it is going to perform the execution of an command. So the output it is going to give. Now the control will be goes to the which one? The control will be goes to the, again come back to the do line. Now after execution of the do line, the control will be goes to the main function. See here, the how it is going to be executed, right. So the control will be come from main to do line to get token, again back to do line, and again it is going to call the one more function, that is command add. After execution of the command, it will come back to the do line. After execution of the do line function, again the control will be given back to the main, right. So the main is going to return to the operating system. So this is how the internally it is going to work, right. Moving from one function to the another function, we required what? We required the stack frame. Hope you remember though what is stack frame, right. So let us see how the stack frame will be allocated for this function. See, let us see with the stack, that is now the stack frame. Now the first frame it is going to created for which function? That is main function. So for the main it is going to create the stack frame, that is 1, right. So next after that it is going to create the stack frame for the which function? For the do line function, right. So do line function. Now the stack frame and it will become a 2. Next after that it will be go for the do which one? Which function? That is get token function. So next after that it will be of the command add function, right. So now the stack is going to keep on growing from the higher to the lower, right. So this is how the stack frame is going to be allocated for this program, right. So now once the stack frame is going to be allocated, the function what it is going to store? It is going to store all the local variable, all the registers. So next after that function return values. So what is the actual value, what is the formal value, all that information we are going to store in the frame, right. So in the frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, frame 4. So like that we are going to keep on storing the information about the function, right. So using this stack will be very difficult, right. So now the one thing we understood that, so using the nested function. So if it is 2 level, then it's okay. So if it is contains the 3 or more level, that is nothing but the, if you contains example the file level, that is the main has to the control has to go from the higher to lower, that is the file level. So in that there will be a difficulties, right? To overcome this type of problem, the Unix operating system is going to support the two important functions, that is the set jump and the long jump, to overcome this nested problem. So we are going to make use of set jump. So when the function set jump is going to be fetched, it is going to store the current status next in the stack. Next after that it will be, the control will be given back to the nested function. Now the nested function is going to execute. So after that it is going to call the long jump. Now after executing the long jump, the control will be given back to the where the set jump is called. So this is how the internally it is going to work. So let us see with the same example. I am going to modify that one. So explain with, let us study the how this set jump and the long jump function is going to work. Let us study the syntax for the set jump and the long jump. So how this function is, what are the parameter it is going to take, let us see the syntax. So first one, so the set jump function. So the set jump function is going to take the only one argument, that is nothing but the jump buffer env. So the jump buffer env, the jump buffer is what? It is a one special data type that will be supported in the Unix operating system. So this is the one of the data type that is supported in the Unix operating system to support the set jump and the long jump. Now after that it is going to take the only one argument, that is env. So here we have to give the buffer name. So for what purpose we need to give the buffer name? To store the current status of a program. So before the control will be passed to the called function, we have to store all the data in the buffer, right? So for that purpose we are going to make use of jump buffer env. Next after that it is going to return the value 0 if it is successful, otherwise it is going to return the non-zero value. So first time when you are going to call for the first time, it is going to return the value 0. So once it is going to return the value 0, the control will be given back, to the long jump. Now the long jump is going to take the two argument, that is jump buff env and the int value. So now jump buff env, which is similar to the set jump function, it is also going to make use of the buffer. So before the control will be transferred to the called function, right? So next after that the int value. So initially when the control will be comes to the set jump to the long jump, so the value it is going to return is 0, right? So when the long jump is going to return the value 1, that is the val will become say 1 when the control will be given back to the set jump function. So let us see though how this two function is going to work with the same previous example. The program is going to start with the hash defined the token add, and the maximum value we are given is 5. So next one we have to make use of the buffer, right? So that buffer I am going to make it as a global. So that is jump buff, the jump buffer. So for the environment, for the env variable, we are going to make use of the jump buffer. That is the name of the buffer. Next, what is return type? Jump buffer. So this return type will be supported in the Unix operating system. So let us start with the main. See here, the previously we are started with the while fgetS, right? So we directly taking the input from the user, that is through the standard input, right? So instead of this, so before using the while loop, so we have to make use of the few more command, that is though we have to call the set jump. So let us see though, see here, before the while loop just include this code, that is if set jump, I am going to rub this syntax. if set jump, then within the bracket what we have to give? We have to give the name of the buffer. So what is the name of the buffer? That is JMP buffer. So this is the name of the buffer if it is not equal to 0. So if it is not equal to 0, if the set jump is not returning the value 0, then display the error message, P error message. So otherwise, else what we have to do? We have to take the input from the user through the standard input, then that will be stored it in the maximum. What is the maximum line? Next one, the line by line we are going to take the input from the user by using the fgetS function. Next, after that we are going to call the function do line of line. Now the control will be goes to where? The control will be comes to here. See here, now the do line is going to execute and it is going to take the token, then after that it is going to call the command add. See here, the command add. Now the command add, the control will be comes to the where? The control will be comes to the command add, right? So now see here, without using the long jump, what is the disadvantage? Let us see. Now I am going to take the token, get token. After that I have to execute that command, right? So before executing that command, there will be a invalid command the user is given. So in that cases what happens? Whether it is going to process that command? No, right? So it has to return the error message, right? So it is going to return the error message directly to the main function, right? So why? Because the command is wrong. It is not able to run this command. So in that cases there will be a problem, right? So to overcome this problem only, we are going to make use of the which function? That is long jump function. So instead of the control will be goes back to the main function. So let us write the long jump function here. Now the control will be given to the set which one? That is nothing but the set jump. See here, set jump. Now I am going to include the code for the CMD command. So what is that the code? So see here, I am going to write it here. So what we have to do? If token is going to be less than 0, if the token is going to be less than 0, what we have to do? We have to call the long jump function. So long jump, and it is going to take the two parameter. What is the first parameter? That is the jump buffer, the name of the buffer, the jump buffer. Then what we have to do? We have to return the value 1. That is in the place of value we have to give the 1, because the set jump is going to return the value 0 for the first time. So when it is going to write the value 1, the control will be given back to the which one? The set jump function. Now the set jump function is going to execute it. Again it is going to be setted with the value 1. Now since though the value jump buffer value is not equal to 0, it is not returning the value 0, it is returning the value 1. So in that cases it is going to execute the else part, that is while loop. So this is how the control will be goes from the set jump to the local jump. Now what is the advantage of using this long jump and the set jump? The long jump, see here, the main function, and we have the stack frame, right? The stack frame, right? So now the stack frame will be created for the main. So before in the previous we are seeing for the main the stack frame will be created. For the next one, after that do line, the stack frame will be created. Then for the get token, the one more stack frame will be created. For the CMD, the stack frame will be created, right, in the previous diagram. But here when while executing the CMD add function, if it is encounter the error, so in that cases it is not going to return any stack frame for the main function. So it is going to return to the which function? It is going to return to the set jump. See here, the control will be comes back to the set jump here. So once it is going to encounters the error. So this is what the advantage of using the long jump. The stack frame is not going to be written for the CMD. The CMD is not going to return the any stack frame for the main function. So this is the advantage of using the long jump and the set jump. let us see how though the automatic register global volatile and the static class storage value is going to be affected by using the set jump and the long jump. See here, when we are going to call the set jump function here, it is first initially it is going to return the value 0, right? So since it is going to return the value 0, the stack frame the value is going to stored with the value, that is here the global auto value is will be of 95 96, that is the global value will be 95, global value auto value will be 96, register value will be 97, volatile value will be 98, and then the static value will be 99. So this is the value it is going to store. So before the control will be given to the jump, long jump. So now the control will be comes to the long jump. Now the long jump is going to executed. The control given back to the which one, that is the set jump after initializing the value with the 1. Now the after the control will be come back to the set jump, the value will be remain same if the compiler will be used without any optimization. All the value will be remain same, but when you are going to use the compiler with optimization, then though the two value it is going to change, that is though auto value will becomes 2 and the register value will becomes a 3. So this is what though two value it is going to affect if you are going to make use of compiler with optimization. So without optimization the value will be remains same. So this is how though the set jump and the long jump function is going to work. So let us see the next topic.